Today, we're going to talk all about home inspections and requests for repairs because this is oftentimes the most crucial part, whether you're the buyer in the scenario or you're the seller. No matter which side you're on, this is, let's just say, no one looks forward to this part in a real estate transaction because if you're the home buyer in the scenario, you just had your offer accepted on a home that you're wanting to buy. It could be your dream home. So you're obviously not wanting something to come up on this inspection report that tells you something's wrong with this house. Now, if you're on the seller side, you don't want anything major to come up either because now you know the buyer's going to either ask for repairs or money or you're going to walk away. So we are going to walk through a few things that we typically advise our clients on from the buyer's perspective. When you are purchasing a home, these are the things you can expect when negotiating repair requests. So as a home buyer, you're going to want to do your own upfront home inspection. No matter what market you're in, whether you're, going up against multiple offers, we always advise clients to do your home inspection. And that includes new home construction as well, because you'd be surprised, even brand new homes have things that come up on the home inspection report. Even homes, resale homes, which is the majority of what we do, a resale home is going to come up with a laundry list of items on this home inspection report. Okay, so even our home that I'm sitting in right now, great home, we maintain it very well. Even a standard home is going to come up with many items on the home inspection report. So first things first, we always advise on those inspections. Now, when you get that home inspection report, again, it's going to be pretty thick, which can oftentimes be overwhelming for clients, understandably. Thankfully, we work with great partners that are able to explain the home inspection reports. They can help answer any questions for buyers that come up, explain what this means. We can often even get quotes for what those items would take to repair as well. So once you get that home inspection report, we will help break it down a little bit for you. There's typically 3 categories. Basically mild, moderate, or severe. Now, we educate our clients, our buyers, when you're purchasing a home, you really want to focus on those severe major items. These are typically considered more health and safety related items and they need immediate attention. So what does that mean? Leaks, that could be a roof leak, that could be a slab leak, any major electrical issues that might come up, any major plumbing issues that might come up, that's going to be considered a major repair that we definitely want to address. Now, I will mention here that the home seller does not technically have to respond to the buyer's request for repairs. However, it is best practice for them to at least acknowledge and offer a little bit of negotiation in the deal, right? Because that's a fair negotiation. Everyone wants to be winning in that scenario. So sellers don't have to respond. However, it is best practice for them. So typically we advise those clients stick to those major items. And also what I mean by that is as a home buyer, we don't want you focusing on all of those tiny cosmetic things like, okay, a scratch on the tile, a scratch, mismatching paints, like anything cosmetic or minor that comes standard wear and tear in a home. We don't want you getting caught up in the weeds of that, right? We want you looking big picture. Okay, what are the big ticket items that would be a deal breaker for us? And if they can't get repaired or a credit in lieu of those repairs, what are you not willing to take on in this home purchase? Is something too big and too scary for you? If so, that's okay. If we're not able to negotiate something for you, you do have that protection in place as the home buyer to back out. Now, I will say, I don't think we've ever actually had a home buyer back out to those issues because we're typically able to negotiate through those and find a resolution that everyone's happy with. So, of course, that depends on your agent. So with that said, once we get that home inspection report back, we look through it, perhaps we discuss it with the home inspector, we find out anything and everything we need to know about the home. That's when we can actually draft the request for repairs. Now, again, we're going to stick to health and safety items only, major repairs. On that, we will itemize everything on there that you're looking to address. And if the seller does decide to respond, they can do technically, one of 3 or 4 things. They can deny it. They can accept all terms. They can repair those items that you are requesting. They can give you a credit in lieu of those repairs, basically money back towards and that technically goes towards your closing costs. Or they could do kind of a hybrid of both. Maybe they're willing to fix a couple items, but they don't want to go through the hassle of repairing the others and they'll give you a credit in lieu of. So there's a few different things they can do here. This is technically the second negotiation in a real estate transaction. Once the buyer submits the request for repairs, the buyer typically responds, and then the buyer has to decide, okay, are you okay with their response? Are you accepting their terms? Or do you want to withdraw that initial request and submit a new request for repair? So there's a few different options here. The last thing I should mention too is, especially we see this in cash transactions, but they can also lower the purchase price. So say you purchase a home at 800,000 and you find different repair items that need to be addressed. You can also request the purchase price, say, to jump down to like 785, 790, depending on what items came up in that repair or the home inspection report. So once the seller addresses those items, see if the buyer accepts and come to a meeting of the minds, and then hopefully you guys can come to an agreement that makes sense for everyone and move on throughout the transaction. So this is the most critical part. Again, the buyer is protected during this stage. This is included in the inspection contingency. Now, what does that mean? Let me just touch on this a little bit and we'll wrap this video up. The inspection contingency is there to protect the buyer. This is, again, when you're doing your inspection reports, that can also include termite inspections. This can include specialized inspections such as plumbing, electrical, roof inspections, pool inspections. It is your time as a home buyer to do your due diligence up front and make sure you are checking every single box to know what you're purchasing. It is a big purchase, so you want to make sure you are comfortable with that. Again, within reason, I always try to educate buyers that this is not your time to pick apart a home. Most resale homes, they're 20, 30, 40 plus years old. There is going to be the standard wear and tear on any home that you're purchasing. So please, you want to keep that in mind. And then from the seller side, same thing. If there's something that you can get ahead of before listing your home, you can do what's called a pre-list inspection. Have a home inspector come out, do the home inspection. That way you're getting ahead of it. So when you get a buyer in escrow, you already know what's coming up in that inspection report. Hopefully you've already done and taken care of some of those items that might need repairs and address that up front. And third, you've also disclosed these items to the buyer. So we find when listing a home, if the seller is willing to do a pre-list home inspection, we find that the escrow period typically goes much smoother because, again, from the buyer's perspective, it shows that the seller is ahead of the game. They are honest and have high integrity and transparency because they've already gotten ahead of it. And so we typically find that makes for a smoother transaction. So again, jumping back to that inspection contingency as the buyer, all you need to do is make sure that the home is up to what you feel comfortable purchasing. And once that box is checked, you can remove that inspection contingency and have full confidence that you are ready to close on that property.